Hey everybody, Ghost Typecaster here with another video on vintage Pokemon collecting. Today I've got a few cards that I purchased down at a local card shop about a town over, about 30 minutes away. I got some really great prices on these cards today, and kind of wanted to go over the ones that I selected for you guys, what I paid, and what kind of a deal you can get at one of your local shops, and what to look for, especially if you're looking at collecting vintage cards, base set onwards. So I'll start off with the biggest one, which is the base set Alakazam. Now, next to the base set Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur, which I covered in one of my previous videos, the base set Alakazam is one of the more expensive cards from the base set. And this one right now at the time of filming this is going for roughly $35 market value depending on condition, but on average, especially in a great condition like this, about $35. This one, if you look closely at it, has a little bit of wear on the edges, but pretty good as far as surface goes. No scratching or any kind of damage of that kind, just a little bit of wear on the edges. So somewhere around the lightly played to maybe moderately played condition. I was able to grab this card for only $30, which, considering the shop has to have its markup to make a profit, is a really great deal for the condition that this card's in. And that kind of knocks out the fourth most expensive card from the base set, which I was really happy to get. It's a really awesome card. Again, artwork by Ken Sugimori, which I've stated is my favorite artist in one of my previous videos. So really awesome work, really nice holographic background there. Also saw a lot of play in the tournaments for the base set back in the day. The ability here, damage swap, to move counters from your Pokemon back and forth was really good, to be able to take damage from your active Pokemon and put it on one you're benched. So a really valuable card, not only for collecting, but it was also well sought after in its heyday for its abilities in competitive. Next is one of my favorite Pokemon. Not my favorite, as you can tell, my favorite is Gengar, but one of my other favorites, especially from Gen 1, is Nidoking. A really awesome card from the base set, also done by Ken Sugimori. One of the not as valuable cards from the set, but still pretty good. These ones right now run anywhere from $20 to $26 from what I found market value. This one's a little bit more worn if you look closer on the edges. It has a little bit more wear to it. On the back, it's got some scuff syrup on the top and on the bottom. But I was actually able to snag this card for only $6, if you can believe that. It was in a bin of $6 cards that they had. So I saw it and thought it was in excellent condition for that price, so I managed to snag it. I may end up getting one that's in better condition down the road after completing this set, just to kind of have one that's in better shape. But for the condition that it's in and for the cost that it was, if you're starting up a trading card collection, always look for deals like that. You can always get something in better shape down the road and then resell this card probably for more than that. And yeah, it was just a really great deal. The next ones are actually not from the base set. They're going to be from an older set, but they're two of some of my, again, favorite Pokemon, and the deals that I got on them were amazing. And there's some really excellent artwork on these cards. I'll start off with the Heracross. Now, of course, these are the Japanese ones, so you won't really be able to read the text or anything, but it's a Heracross from the Neo Genesis series, which was the first series to come out that featured the Generation 2 Pokemon from Gold and Silver. And I think this is just awesome artwork on this card. Again, Ken Sugimori just never disappoints. You've got him facing off against what seems to be a Pinsir here in the foreground, so that's really cool. The Japanese holographics also, I don't know, there's just something different about them. The way that they put the holographic on there just kind of really stands out a little bit more. All those crazy specs on there. I managed to also get this out of the $6 card bin. This on average right now, market price $8 to $10 for the Japanese one. The Japanese tend to go for a little less than the English, but still, I got this for a few dollars less at a local shop. So excellent find there, especially considering that I'm a big Heracross fan. I'm not intending on collecting all the Japanese ones, but considering that I really like these, I said why not, especially for the deal. And believe it or not, also picked this one up in the $6 card bin. This one was actually really hard to find a pricing on for the Japanese. I did find a bunch of listings for anywhere between 10 and 20 bucks. And so that's kind of what I'm gonna have to go off of. But for $6, I really couldn't pass up on it. Typhlosion, one of my favorite starter Pokemon. That amazing Volcano Burst holographic in the background. Again, Japanese, so these ones have a little bit of different, they have a bit different background. I actually didn't mention that on the last one, but the Japanese cards backs are different than the American ones. Notable change there, even though it says in English Pocket Monsters. Of course, we don't call it that in America, we call it Pokemon, so that's a big difference. You'll also notice that on the Japanese cards, the border is kind of darker and thinner as well. So there are some differences, as well as the orientation of where the weakness, resistance, and retreat costs are down on the bottom, as well as the description. So the Japanese cards are orientated a little bit differently, which when I was a kid and I saw my first Japanese cards, I always thought that seemed kind of cool. But yeah, I managed to pick up all 4 of these cards. Combined cost was only $38. Going market value, they go for a lot more than that, probably somewhere up of $70, $75, $80 even. So really great find at a local store. So it's always worth taking a trip down there to see what they have in stock and what kind of deal you can get. So let me know in the comments down below what cards you're interested in seeing in the future for me to pick up. Let me know if you think I should get any of these cards graded and what else you'd like to see in the future. Thanks.